I'm getting down to the finishing touches with my Bronco, which is really exciting, and I'm going to be working on making the interior trim pieces match the rest. And so I'm going to be painting my visors as well as my seat belts red. So I got Duplicolor, the adhesion promoter, and then I'm going to be spraying it with the red vinyl and plastic. I'm going to do the center visor holder as well. And then these end pieces with the visors are metal, and so I think I'm just going to use black Rust-Oleum just to make them look clean. I don't think this kind of yellowish color is going to look great. So I'll show you guys how I'm doing it, and hopefully it goes smoothly, and if not, you can learn from my mistakes. So I pulled the end part out, like I showed you, the part that, the metal part that holds this all together. And I'm going to start with cleaning this up. They recommend using a wax and grease remover, which I have from doing the paint work. I think I'm going to start off with a Scotch-Brite and some soapy water and just try to get all the dirt out of it. I mean, these have been, in the light, these probably haven't really ever been cleaned. I want to use a Scotch-Brite too, just to kind of help scuff up the area as much as I can. Just washing it already made a huge difference. Alright, they are nice and clean. I'm going to let them dry off for a little bit. And then I'm going to come through and hit them with, I'm going to wipe them down with the wax and grease remover, just give it one more clean. And then I'll hit it with basically primer adhesion promoter. So I just put back my painted rear heater into, I got a new core for it. So when I was taking the old one out, I was down a hill and it was just spewing coolant on me, and trying to get the hoses off of this, I ended up ripping the whole thing out. This new heater core was like 20 bucks, and actually I'm glad that I replaced it, just because it's probably, 40 something years old, and it was a lot harder to take it out than it was actually to replace it. So I did have to cut the wires when I pulled it out, so I'll have to re-solder those, which it might not be a bad thing to cut these higher and just, redo all this. So, yep, I'm happy with the color I did too. I was kind of debating leaving it brown or going a different color. I think it's a fun little accent. Okay, so I wanted to share with you how I've been getting the old tape off my rubber on my windshield seal. I had it on for like a couple weeks because I tape it off to paint the cowl and then paint the body and then paint the stripes, and it's just sitting here baking in the sun, and so it's been a nightmare trying to get it off. I reached out to one of the Facebook groups I'm in, and I got a laundry list of suggestions as far as what to do, besides the really annoying "don't leave it on for so long next time" comment. I've tried WD-40, I've tried xylene, I've done like the Goof Off, Goo Gone, 3M citrus adhesive remover, and by far what has worked the best is this eraser wheel. I didn't know these existed until just recently. This was like $13 on Amazon, and I am so happy with it. So I've only got a few spots left, and I'm thankful because I was struggling for a while, like just not being able to get it to budge. So that's all that's really left of the bad stuff. This was pretty well coated. I still have some down here. The eraser wheel gets really hot pretty quick, so there's lots of breaks in between, but I'm just happy it's coming off, because I was like, how am I ever gonna get this crap off? I got as much off as I could with the eraser wheel, and now I'm going through with this really specialized automotive utensil called a Sharpie. This one actually was in my junk drawer, thankfully enough. So what I figured out is the best way to do it is color in over this, and then give it just a second, and then blend it with your finger. So I think it works best when it's not super wet, but I let it dry too long before and it didn't blend as well, and I just added a little bit on top and gave it a good rub, and it worked really nicely. looks so much better. That eraser wheel is fabulous. I'm really happy with it. But there's some areas I just couldn't get because of the angle. And up here, I would let it rub on the paint too long and you can kind of see where it is. So I'm like, you know what? Sharpie can take over from here. So I am going to be cleaning up my badges today. I'm going to use the red Duraback on this part and then use Neverdull to polish up the metal parts. Somebody on a Facebook group suggested the Neverdull. I'm just going to be using little paint brushes and yeah, we'll see how this goes. I was working on this for an entire day, and whatever kind of paint is on here, it just does not want to come off. Like, I had my grinder and I was just going to town on it. And so I got some flap discs and I'm gonna work at it with that. Of course, it's gotten rusted since I messed with it. So that's kind of a bummer because what it probably had was something like super industrial and tough. It was chipping and cracking and all that, so it's time to come off. But I'm just planning on painting with Rust-Oleum, so it's not going to be as strong. But, you know, Rust-Oleum's great because you can touch it up so easily, and it's just really easy to work with. So, yeah. That flap disc made a huge difference. So much easier than the wire wheel. Came out really nice. Done both ends. I'm going to start working on the inside now. Oh my gosh, she's alive! Ready for it? I'm so excited. Yesterday I was working on taking care of the transmission. When I did it last time, I didn't put the pickup tube back in the filter. Thankfully somebody in my comments let me know. So I've got this here, and my goal was just to drop the transmission pan and get the fluid drained out and then see how I felt after that, because I was just really tired and whatever yesterday. So my issue is, last time I did this hill is actually really steep. Last time it was nose facing down, and so it naturally wanted to drain out the front of the pan, and now it's facing the other way. It's supposed to drain out the back of the pan, and there's a big brace right there. And so I didn't want the fluid to drain out through that, especially because I want to reuse the fluid and it's really like greasy and dirty back there. And the Bronco's not really moving yet, and there's like the lawnmower and the topper on stands behind it, so I didn't want to turn it around. And so I was like, I know, I'll just jack up the back. So I chalked the front and I started jacking the back up, and it slipped, and these chocks were tight against the wheels. That shows you how much it slipped, and thank God I had this chalk in the back that caught it, because I was standing back here with the jack and I would have gotten crushed. So that was a little terrifying. So I was done after that. I was like, I'm calling it quits. So I'm gonna chalk. I've got 4 chalks, so I'm gonna chalk all the tires, and then I'm gonna jack it from the side and then let it drain out the other side. So yeah, that was a nice wake-up call. A little bit terrifying. Working on a hill sucks, I'm telling you. Especially, I mean, even the creeper, like, I'm constantly running over my hair and all that good stuff. We are about to take the very first drive in the Bronco since it's been painted. Got my parents here, so hope and pray nothing falls off and I bolted everything down. And if this doesn't work well, Michael and James, I'm so sorry the whole family was taken out with one Bronco.
So proud of you! Oh, look at that view.
I know. I didn't realize that hood would be so visible when we're driving. I don't know why I didn't realize that.
It's awesome.
I'll show you run into my car with my Bronco.
What was that?
The trim piece. I didn't secure it. I'm not sure if I want to keep it or not.
Decision made. The windshield sure is.
It's got overspray. Yeah. Hopefully the xylene will clean it off.
Oh, it's so beautiful. Purr, baby, purr.
spending a week on the couch with COVID thinking I might die, I'm actually feeling well enough to get back to it today. So I'm starting really small and nice and easy. But I'm just going to be painting these badges. I've been wanting to do this for a while, but I wasn't sure what to use for paint. People said model paint. I wanted something that had UV coverage, and so I found a little can of Rust-Oleum indoor outdoor. So, and then I just have like some little brushes from like a painting kit. So this will be a nice way to start. I've got the topper almost ready to go. I'm really thankful. My neighbors are awesome and letting me use their carport while the topper's off. Hey Bronco! So hopefully I'm out of quarantine as of Monday, but then I'm back to work on Tuesday. But hopefully I can get this wrapped up and maybe bring it to show next weekend. Okay, so my brother and I just got this seat from my storage unit. This is the one that was given to me when I got the front seat. It doesn't have the attachment, so I just took this off the old one. I thought it was going to be a huge pain in the ass, but honestly, this clip just pulled out, and then this came out of here. Easy peasy. And there's also, I'm guessing it's like a torsion bar. So I'm going to throw those on, and hopefully this keeps just kind of rocking smoothly. Okay, so I put the torsion bar back in. Honestly, this all went in too easily. It's taken me like 5 or 10 minutes to swap them over. And I was kind of expecting this to turn into like an afternoon of, you know, typical work on old trucks. But it looks like this side just goes down in there, and this one just hooks around like that, and that keeps this tight. So yeah, that's awesome. I'm gonna tip this over and then put that back brace on, and I should be good to go. So that also went on super easily. I'm really stoked about that. I'm getting the floor liner ready to put it in because there's like 3 different layers of vinyl. They don't want to line up quite right just sitting on their own. And I'm sure it's gonna be really frustrating trying to get the holes right while I've got the seat in and I'm finagling all that. So I took these picks and I just pushed them all the way through to kind of keep the hole, and so I'll try to put the bracket right over those and then hopefully just push that through with a bolt. So we'll see how it goes, but that's the plan so far. We have seats! So happy. These were kind of a bitch to put in, not gonna lie, because there's like 2 or 3 layers of vinyl on top of it, and then also with that sound deadening, it kind of like mushed into the hole a little bit. I got my brother James here helping me. Thank you so much, James. So we are going to throw the topper on now, and then I will have my completed Bronco. I'm so excited.